Hello guys, I'm gonna showcase you in this video top 15 sales analytical metrics and features to turn your data into revenue. These are must-have features that we either implemented, saw, and are currently usable, aka they are proven to work in various 8 plus figure, 9 figures organizations that yielded high generating results in terms of profit, in terms of revenue, and so on. Right now, why should you listen to me? Well, one of our custom analytical solutions, sales solutions, generated way over 7 million and right now way over 10 million in pure profit for one of the organizations in under the first year. We've been responsible for simply driving way over millions and millions of dollars in value in pure cash collected profit and revenue with just using data and insight, meaning generating, again, turning raw data into the insight. Now, we also create multiple analytical solutions, dashboards, turning that data and showcasing it to the executive teams, manager teams to fulfill and align the data with business goals to drive full impact. Me personally, I have a sales background. I'm working with various firms and tech companies before moving into my engineering role. We work with private equity, financial firms, agencies, software companies, SaaS, service-based businesses, and so on. And I'm currently helping trying to other businesses utilize data to the fullest, okay, turning that into the actionable insights, creating custom analytical solutions as dashboards and ecosystems, so they're able to grow and scale their company by being data driven. That's what Astela is all about. Now, this is about me. Now, here are some of the solutions that we created. I'm gonna zoom in some of them so you're able to see more and more in deeper manner. This is an executive solution. Here is one of the sales leaders solution, okay, sales manager solutions dashboard. Another executive sales dashboards. Here is marketing one for specific context, okay, uh, Twitter growth. Here's sales leaders, okay, for regional sales team, and another sales dashboards that we created. Right here are just some of them that we generated. Now, before starting, these are all of the proven features and metrics that we implemented all across various industries, as majority of them are from tech, software companies, service-based businesses, technology, and other various companies from manufacturing to logistics and ed tech and so on. Right, I'm gonna be specificizing which one of them are more specific for what industries, but 99% of them are gonna be are can be implemented all across any industry, right? So it doesn't really matter now. Of course, some of them are data. As you know, data has to be custom made to your goals and needs to be able to work. And of course, that's why some of the features and metrics might not align with your goals and needs. But this is just to give you the view and the possibilities of using the data and how you can and try to implement this to achieve your results, right? Now, all of them proven and all of them are already generating revenue, multi-millions dollar in revenue for a lot of the companies that we're already implementing that. Now, I'm going to talk a lot about surface level ones. I'm going to talk about the ones that really move the needle and are really actionable and really provide the value, right? So let's start. Here is the first one, okay, the sales pipeline visibility, right? Basically, the definition here is to able to see whole life cycle of the sales performance, okay, from the first call, from the lead stage to the MQL to the SQL conversion rates, all the way to the proposal stage and so on demos, documentations, and all the way to the close one deal, right? Now, of course, who's going to be using this? This can be used for basically sales leaders, managers, and even potentially CEOs if it's a smaller company. This is very good to be used in industries as software companies. Now, the value that it provides is it covers the true bottleneck, right? You're able to pinpoint where the bottleneck is in the sales process, and you're able to fix that automatically, right? And of course, you're able to also see the conversions falling and so on. Now, what the answer is gives you, it gives you what happened, why it happened, and what to do next. Now, how it might look like, it looks like something like this. You're able to see everything in one specific view, right, as you can see here. And of course, here are some other formats that can be also inputted, but here are some of the formats that are very readable and can pinpoint and tell a lot of insights for your sales team, and of course to drive growth, etc. Right, I think you get the point. Now, the next one, sales leaderboard. You're able to see the sales team performance, and are you doing good or you're doing bad. the performance of individual AE or SDR on the specific metrics. Here, so you're able to determine the health of the company, aka the health of the sales team. Used for same sales leaders, managers, or potential CEOs of small companies. Able to spot bottlenecks, progress with each person, and of course the sales team is a very competitive environment, so they're able to see it themselves. Okay, the sales reps are able to see themselves and be better each day and improve productivity, increase the retentions of the sales reps, and so on. Right, the answers is what happened, why it happened, and are you on track to hit our goals. This can be also used for the sales reps to see themselves, which increases a big thing in their performance, right, and overall productivity of the sales team. How it looks something like this: closers, call taken, again the most important metrics. So they're able to pinpoint. Of course, some of the metrics can be also utilized here as, let's say, conversion rates from one stage to the other. So you're able to pinpoint what closer works with specific better leads, or where closer has some particular bottlenecks, right? But here is used so they're able to see their performance. Here's just another example, so they're able to see it in more detail. This one is made for software companies. Commission generator. Now, a lot of commissions can be very hectic, especially if they are, let's say, for a software company, you have MRR, you have one-time payments, you have bonuses, you have onboarding fees, and so on. And can get hectic, right? And the end user can be here the sales leaders, managers, and procurement, or even potentially CEO of the smaller company. The business value, you don't even need to spend, you don't need to waste time, pardon for that, in calculating the commissions, generating the spreadsheets, and calculating metrics manually, and of course losing your mind at the end of each month trying to do that, all of that. You're able just to see and automatically calculate the commissions inside of your dashboards, right? And of course, sales rep are able to see how much they are earning and their comparisons, so they're always improving and hitting their goals. Now, here's how it looks like. The leaderboard is a previous example, and of course the commission generated, which are able to be filtered by picking specific sales rep you want to see. Now the next one, lead response time. Now this one is very good to check. Pardon for that. Lead response time. This basically tells us the time spent that it took our sales reps to contact the new leads, the new contacts, the new opt-ins, and so on, right? And okay, the ones, when I say opt-ins and the leads, I say that the leads that are coming new in our funnel, right? Okay, potential customers. And everyone knows that if you have more leads, if you respond much more faster, they will but pretty much became and go through the funnel much more faster and potentially become more customers. And at the end of the day, you will have more customers, more leads, and just higher sales velocity, right? This is mainly used for the sales leaders, executives, and so on. Now it answers basically what happened, what's the bottleneck, and bunch of other reasons. But this is one of the things that it's very highly valuable to see, because it really pinpoints on the problem that might be appearing, and is one of the most important metrics in the sales department and marketing if it's under that section. How it looks like, looks like something like this. Here's the average median response time and the names of the SDRs which are responsible for that specific time, right? Or aggregated based on monthly or so, whatever you pick. The next one. Pardon. Sales activity, pardon. Segmentation, right? Now segmentation is made more for the analysis, meaning so you're able to segment data first of all for multiple time frames. This is mainly made for sales managers and sales leaders who really want to go into the trenches and really dissect the data. But this is really helpful because you're able to segment the data by location, regions, products, services, offers, sales reps, and seasons, and so on, meaning that you're really able to provide and find out the bottlenecks and group by the data, so you're able to notice trends, notice overall, not just about sales department bottlenecks, but overall of the company, right? Because sometimes churn might happen because certain regions just churn more, right? And you're able to spot trends like that, so you're able to, let's say, for example, that stop selling to that specific region or stop marketing to that specific region, and so on, right? It asks us what happened, what does this tell, and what should you be aware of, right? Now, Capacity planning. Now this is a very good one because you're able to see the capacity of individual rep in your team, aka determine the supply and demand on their calendars, right? Used for the sales managers, sales leaders, and so on. But by seeing the capacity, you're able to notice when the demand is going to be overreaching the supply, right? And what does that mean? That means that, let's say you have your sales reps calendar, and every minute of their time is very valuable, right? And you're going to be able to see when the capacity is going be near the 100%, and which is going to be helpful for you to determine and future strategies like future hiring. When do you need to hire? Do you need to hire now? Do we have is your capacity good for next 3 months? Because if you're going to be hiring, that means that you need to hire right now if you think that that specific sales rep is going to be ramped up in the next 3 months, right? Right, so you need to be determining that. Now, in this is very helpful, so you're able to see and pinpoint future strategies down the line. Right, it answers what happened, and how it looks like. It looks like something like this. You're able to see the date, the account executive, the total available slots on their calendar, the total of taken slots, and of course their capacity. Are they near 90? Are they near 100%? And so on. Now, end of the day, end of the call reports. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're able to gain the visibility of what happened after each scheduled meeting that your sales team had on their calendars, and visibility of their performance each working day. Of course, made for the sales leaders, VP of sales, and managers. Okay, you'll be able to be provided with the insights real time, okay, live almost data, and of course daily data, and it's going to be helpful for you to make faster decisions, better decisions. You don't need to go on the useless sales meetings to ask same old questions and just manually trying to dictate this and fix bottlenecks inside of spreadsheets. And of course, this can be each of those end of the call reports can be sent out to you directly, automatically over your email or Slack. Of course, this is very good because it's a very tight feedback loop, and it's very tight feedback loop between the sales reps' performance, okay, their actions, and you as a teacher, as a coach, as a sales leader, to pinpoint and change and fix problems much more faster. And of course, just being alerted all the time. Of course, why happened? Why did it happen? Are we doing good or bad? How bad or good we're doing? Are we on track on our goals? Okay, these are the questions that it answers. How it looks like. Okay, here's the example of the end of the call report. Right, you're able to see the lead name, the outcome of the call, the plan, the notes, and of course the URL directly to access it, either to the CRM, so you're able to see even more detailed end of the day report, account executive name, the book calls they had, the live calls, cancel calls they had, won deals they had that specific day, new MRR they generated, close rate that they had that specific day, and so on, right? Now, example of the end of day report to receive in Slack, as you can see, new sales rep end of day report, how much cash and all the specific metrics they had, top 3 objections they had, leaderboard, and of course the link to the specific dashboard. Sales targets. Now, of course, you cannot be sales leader if you don't know your targets, or you cannot really determine health and performance of the organization without sales targets, right? Now, I'm not going to compare. I think the business value here is very straightforward. You're able to see when do you need to, how far off you are till you hit your sales targets, comparison between the months, and so on. Of course, it happens. Are we on track? Are we doing good or bad? And so on. Here's one example that we used in our previous dashboards that we built, how it looks like to present this specific targets, so they're able to pinpoint and see how they are they on track. Of course, real-time alerts. I already told you in previous example, you're able to see and get alerted when a certain metric or a certain KPI reaches a certain threshold. This will determine that you're able to fix the bottlenecks and problems much more faster. And of course, you're able to improve and just overall as a company 10 times more faster. Of course, how this looks like, let's say you're able to be alerted when a certain no-show happened. Let's say that specific day, way too many no-shows happened and you didn't know what happened. Okay, you just need to be alerted because that's below your threshold or your average. And this is how it looks like, let's say in your Slack. Today no-show rate over 54%. Date, and check your insight of your dashboard and so on. And here's also the example of the report, another report which I already described in previous examples. What if analysis? Now, everybody knows that sales leaders and CEOs and board members like to think in the future, right? This is common sense. Now, and everybody's thinking about what if this happens, what if we increase this, and so on. Now, in this case, you're able to do exactly that. You're able to input and dictate certain variables to see how the future metrics are going to play out, right? You're able to see, okay, if we increase our conversion rate stage by stage, if we increase our conversion rate between the MQL to SQLs, if we increase our conversion rate between proposal and close one, if we decrease our no-shows and so on, if we hire X amount of reps and they're ramped up in the first 3 months, how that's gonna look like and how this is gonna impact on our lagging metrics like revenue and so on, the important metrics, North Star metric we call them here at Stella, of overall as a company, right? And this is very helpful for setting goals and of course are we doing good or bad. Here's just an example. You're able to dictate and see how this plays out in the future. Forecasting revenue MRR, right? Now, you're able to, of course, forecast is very important as certain metrics, let's say as NRR, MRR, and for specific products and so on. This is important to because this has to be made on your historical data and on constant models to be able to provide way over 87% accuracy and reliability in this specific use case, right? Because if it's under that, it's just basically quite irrelevant in my opinion. Because in our at Stella, our forecasting capabilities have okay, well, we call it a QA rate way over 90%. Now, business value. Why does this is important? Basically, you're able to spot bottlenecks and plots, potential pitfalls, pardon, and uncover potential uncover potential strategies, so you're able to dictate the future much more better, right? You're able to see, okay, with our current capabilities and our current KPIs, we are going how it's going this kind of how this is going to look like in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, right? And of course, it answers what are the next steps and what are the insights, right? And how this looks like, it looks like something close to this, right? You're able to pinpoint, see the MRR, the increase from the last month, of course, forecasting revenue as you see above here. Now, of course, and this is how it looks like. It's very straightforward, but very useful. Now the next one, standard metrics. Now I'm not gonna explain every single metric for the sales department, but here are some of the standard metrics that we see constantly and they are very, very important. Of course, some of them are quite surface level, and I don't recommend tracking them because we are very careful of what we input inside of our solutions, as they need to be actionable insights. As you can see here, average deal sizes, MRR, touchpoint required costs from the SQL. This is way more for software companies, CAC and so on. Close booked, qualified, no show rate, disqualified, capacity planning and so on. Funnel breakdown, attribution from what ad close one deals came from. This is a very good one to see what ad performance is, but this is just more for marketing department. Lead source segment, very good to know which lead sources are closing higher than others, so you're able to go to marketing and tell them to what to target or what to prioritize, so they're able to allocate ad spend much more. Sales cycle, objection phase, pipeline value, very important, right? And of course alerts, and of course forecasting revenue, upsold alerts and so on, okay, telling you which accounts are ready to be upsold or cross-sold and so on. And of course things like, let's say, which are the steps that each our user takes, meaning if they buy a free trial, if they go on the premium package and then they downgrade and so on. This is very good to know, so you're able to just dictate and see strategies to improve your sales team performance, right? Now, of course, if you're looking to turn, basically this is just the end. If you're looking to turn your data into the revenue and by using actionable insights, custom dashboards and features from the above or any other department in your company, and to build and to use data overall in every single department throughout the company, to build your own custom data ecosystem, you can book exploration call with our team. You can also to see some of our proof and some of the examples and some of the solutions that we already created working with the previous companies that we drove. You can go on our website, and of course you can check our other videos in this YouTube channel.